Okay, now we'll work A, B, and C. For A, we have 3/4 divided by 1/4. We're going to follow our steps up here, change to improper fraction. There's no need to do that. We do not have any whole numbers. Next step, keep, change, flip, because it is a dividing. 3/4 divided by 1/4. We're going to keep, we're going to change, and we're going to flip our last fraction. We're going to keep the 3/4 to say 3/4. We're going to divide change the division to multiplication and flip the fraction from 1/4 to 4/1, where our numerator becomes our denominator and our denominator becomes our numerator. Step 3 says to simplify. So we're looking at our numerators and denominators of both fractions and our cross ones. In this case, the 4 and the 4 can simplify by dividing by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 4 divided by 4 again is 1. Our next step after we simplify is to multiply the numerators. In this case, it's 3 times our new numerator, which is 1, so 3 times 1. And in the bottom of the denominator is 1 times 1, being the new numerator there also, or new denominator. So we've done steps 4 and 5 by doing 3 times 1. 3 becomes our numerator, 1 times 1, and 1 becomes our denominator. Now step 6 says to simplify. Right here you can see that this is an improper fraction, 3 being the numerator and 1 being the denominator. Our whole number is going to equal 3. You can see it if you want to do top dog in the house, and it goes 3 times. So our answer is 3. Now let's look at B. On B, the question is 4/5 divided by 8/9. And once again, we're going to look to step 1, change it to an improper fraction. There's no need to do that. We don't have any whole numbers. So go straight into step 2, which is our new step for today. And we're going to keep, we're going to change, and we're going to flip. In this case, we're going to keep 4/5 as 4/5. We're going to change division to multiplication, and we're going to flip our fraction from 8/9 to 9/8, taking our denominator, turning it into our numerator, and taking our numerator and turning it into our denominator. Moving it up a little bit so you can see. Our next step is to simplify if needed. We are looking at our cross numerators and denominators and our numerator and denominators here. 4/5 is already reduced, 9/8 is also. So we'll look at our cross. I see the 4 and the 8 and see that they have a common factor of 4, so I'm going to divide 4 out of both. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So next step, after simplifying, we've got multiply the numerator. In this case, we're going to use our new numerator, 1 times 9, and that will become our answer for the numerator. Our denominator is going to be 5 times 2, and when we multiply those out, 1 times 9 is 9, and 5 times 2 is 10. Our last step is to simplify. This does not need to be simplified. It is as low as it can go, and our answer is 9/10. C is our final question. It is -5/6. We're throwing a negative in there this time, divided by another negative 2/3. So let's make sure that we remember our negatives when we're working through this problem. Step 1 is to see if we need to change it into an improper fraction. We do not need to do that yet because we do not have a whole number or a mixed number. So we're going to move into step 2, which remember step 2, because we're dividing, is KCF. We're going to keep the -5/6. We're going to change division to multiplication, and we're going to flip this last fraction, -2/3, to -3/2, always keeping that negative in the numerator. I like to hug it in so that it doesn't get confused with the other numbers. Now, next we're going to look at some simplifying a numerator and a denominator. I see the 3 and the 6, and I know that they both have a common factor of 3, so I'm going to divide 3 by both. -3 divided by 3 is -1, and +6 divided by 3 is 2. And this becomes our new numerator and denominator that we will be multiplying, which leads us to step 4 and 5. Multiply your numerator and multiply your denominator. Note from our notes, it is right up there. -5 times -1 is what we're multiplying for our numerator. 2 times 2 is what we're multiplying for our denominator. When we multiply -5 by a -1, a negative times a negative is a positive. If you want, you can do your tic-tac-toe board on that. Oops. Coach Robinson's much better at the tic-tac-toe board than I am. But we've got a negative times a negative. Actually, I think I did that all wrong. Negative times a negative is a positive. So we've got 5, and 2 times 2 is 4. Top dog in the house, so 5 goes in the house, and 4 goes on the outside. 4 goes into 5 one time. Subtract it, we have 1 left over, and the denominator stays the same. 1 and 1/4.